Now we can talk about Tai Chi, or we could talk about this train coming through. Y'all may hear the train whistle as it comes through Baxley. So to the beat of the train, we will walk around, open and closing our hands and get our little bodies warmed up. Especially since it's cold outside, our bodies are cold, and you know, it just takes a second to get those muscles ready to be moving. We don't want to cause ourselves any type of injury, so we, you know, walk around kind of pumping our arms, open and closing our hands, getting those bodies warmed up to get ready for exercise. And that's just something we spend a few minutes doing, walking around. We were in class together. We would share a smile as we pass each other. And there is a Chinese greeting that says ni hao, and they sort of say it like that, kind of sing-songy, ni hao, and that means hello in Chinese. There used to be a cartoon called Ni Hao Kai Lan, and it was a Chinese child, and I don't know the whole premise. My daughter used to watch it, but I was busy. I don't know what I was doing. But ni hao in Chinese means hello. So we can say ni hao to each other, or since we're kind of country, we can say ni howdy. Well, that's a totally made up word. All in the name of saying hello and good morning to each other. All right, so maybe we're good and warm right now. To find ourselves a nice stable stance with our feet about shoulder width apart. Our weight is on both legs. I also have really good posture. And I think about like a string that pulls up to the ceiling and down towards the floor when I have that good posture. My shoulders are back, but they're still nice and relaxed. And so that's a good way to keep that weight over top of our hips. And we're very stable in the way we're standing. So we try to be conscious of that throughout our movements in Tai Chi. A big lesson that Tai Chi teaches us is body awareness. So we're aware of how we're holding our body, especially if we start holding tension anywhere. We want to recognize it and let that tension go, because in the pain cycle, tension is in that pain cycle, and the more tension that we hold, the more pain we're going to have. And if we want to stop that cycle, we let tension go, and that lessens our chance of having pain. And so sometimes we can do something about it, and sometimes we can't. That little weather, rainy weather that came through on Sunday, it probably brought some pain to some of your joints if you have arthritis pain. I know I have a little, I don't know what kind of arthritis this is, maybe rheumatoid, or that knuckle right there. Ooh, it was just throbbing. And sometimes we just have to move through that little bit of pain and help loosen up those joints. Getting that blood flowing really helps. All right, so keeping those things in mind, let's do our warm-up starting with our neck. So we bring our hands up, palms down, towards our chin and chest. Push away from our body and follow those hands all the way down, chin toward our chest. Come back up. I like to inhale as I come up and then exhale whenever I'm ready. Just letting your body naturally breathe, making an effort to not hold your breath, which is often something that we do whenever we're busy moving our bodies. We tend to hold our breath. Miss Sylvia, you have a question? It says Miss Sylvia raised her hand, but you're on mute if you have a question, darling. Now let's do our other neck exercise. We drop one hand to our hip and we follow this one as we look towards that shoulder. Come back to the front, switch hands, follow that hand side to side. Just going until you feel that slight stretch. Always the place that I hold tension. So this exercise right here is really good for me, especially because I do hold such tension there. I think part of it is I do a lot of spectating with baseball and my daughter taking dance. So I think I hold my head real stiff a lot because I'm just watching. All right, for our shoulders, let's roll those shoulders. Little circles, roll them forward. And Miss Sylvia's disappeared altogether now. Maybe she'll come back. And then roll those shoulders back. Roll forward. Nice little massage you give yourself. And roll back. Breathe as you do that rolling. Now let's do shoulder circles. And this is sorry, they're not really shoulder circles. We bring our hands up, palms up, and we push our hands down in front of us. So I guess it is kind of a circle. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you push down. Really good one to practice your breath. Or if you're feeling particularly stressed or out of sorts, this helps center you, kind of taking you away from that moment where you're feeling a little out of sorts. One more. Now let's stretch our spine. Let's have our ball right here in front of us. And then the hand that's on top of the ball will push down towards the ground, keeping a little bend in that elbow. And the other hand comes up, pushes up towards the ceiling. So you're pushing up and down at the same time, stretching that spine vertically. Come back to your ball and switch. Stretch that spine. That's like a nice good morning, hello, sunshine stretch. And we do have sunshine in Baxley. I hope y'all have sunshine wherever you are. And if you don't have sunshine from the sky, you be the sunshine, right? I have a hat that I wear to the ball game, and it says, stay close to people who feel like sunshine. Well, I say, if I'm ever sitting beside you, it's a compliment. Because I try to stay away from people who don't feel like sunshine. All right, come back to that ball. Now let's take it for a ride to the side, just stopping right above that knee, switching hands, coming across, just going side to side. Continue to breathe as you stretch that spine horizontally. And back to center. Now we're going to start with our lower body warm-ups. Remember, this is where we really make things a little more complicated because we're shifting weight and holding weight on one leg. So be conscious of your ability to balance. Also, where you may feel a little uncomfortable, you may need a chair to hold on to and completely skipping hand movements. You can hold on, have a wall, this table nearby, something that just is a security for you to hold you if you do lose your balance. Remember, our goal is to not fall, but by going through these movements, we're strengthening our muscles so that we're less likely to fall. And that really happens with that weight transfer. The hand movements, they're part of making it Tai Chi, but the magic of shifting weight and holding weight on one leg is an indicator of our fall risk. So I challenge you to push yourself just a little bit in the weight transfer. So first, for our hips, we're going to shift our weight to one leg. We're going to place our heel out forward. Our hands are back. We pause in the middle, and then our toe goes back, kind of at like a kickstand at an angle with our hands forward. Pause in the middle, heel forward, hands back, pause, and toe back, hands forward. Let's do one more time. I know that one leg is probably screaming at you a little bit right now. It's working really hard. And here we go. Back to center. Shift the weight. Now let's give this leg a chance to hold us. Heel forward, hands back. Pause, and toe back, hands forward. Pause. Heel forward, hands back. Pause, and toe back, hands forward. Keeping our body upright throughout the movement. Doing our best not to lean. Back to center. Now let's shift the weight. Just like we're pushing a wall with our hands towards that leg that's where the weight is being shifted, and then tap our foot out. Back, change hands, shift, and tap. Keeping our bodies upright, not leaning with the weight shift. Leaning takes us towards falling, so that goes against what we're trying to do here. Shift. Every now and again, make sure you're breathing. I say that because usually I catch myself holding my breath. And last one right there. Very good. Loose fists down here by our hips. We're going to shift the weight to one foot. We're going to lift the other, tap our toe out and punch opposite hand. Bring it back. I'm going to scoot back just a little so you can see my feet. Shift the weight, lift, tap and punch, bring it back, shift, 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 lift, tap and punch, and last time, shift, lift, tap and punch. Whole time, body stays upright. This time we're going to step out forward, shift, step, heel, toe, keeping the back foot flat on the ground as we shift some weight to that front leg, punch the opposite hand, bring it back, feet side by side, shift, step, heel, toe, shift and punch, bring it back, side by side, shift, step, shift and punch, bring it back, side by side, shift, step, shift and punch, bring it back, side by side, shift, step, shift and punch, bring it back, side by side. For our ankles, shift the weight, now go heel, toe. We're just rocking that foot, heel, toe. Bring it back, shift the weight, heel, toe. Working on that flexibility of our ankle you know, when we let our joints get so stiff, it is very hard to move. Shift the weight, big toe, little toe. We don't always appreciate the mobility of our ankles. Kind of forget about them actually. But it makes a difference to have flexible joints. Little toe, big toe. Very good. Give yourself a little shake. Those are all our major joints that we warm up with our Tai Chi. Are there any questions about any of those warm-up movements? Okay, let's run through them without me talking so that we experience it with Jing, or mental quietness. And we're just going to do one or two, two being one for each side, if that's what it calls for. But let's go through that. Just follow me with mental quietness and verbal quietness. Here we go from the top. There you go. So that's done with quiet so we can experience it in a different way. So hopefully you enjoy that. I like it as an instructor because I don't have to talk and I can just breathe. And so that really gives it a nice experience to go through. So now we're going to our basic 6, starting with commencement. We do open and close, single whip, waving hands, open and close, single whip, waving hands, open and close. So that's the series of movements. Sometimes I'm confused on how that makes 6, but somehow it does. And but the thing about Tai Chi is it's balanced. We do it to one way and then we do it to the other way. So in this particular set of movements, once we commence and open and close, we single whip and wave hands to the right, and then we single whip and wave hands to the left, and come back to center for that final open and close. So it's balanced because we do it on both sides. So facing you, doing mirror image. The first step, commencement, is a step forward. So we go from having weight on both of our legs, we shift right, we step left, shift left, and bring that right foot forward. Our hands start at our sides. They face each other the whole time. So we bring our, I'm going to kind of turn to an angle. We bring our hands up facing each other and down towards our hips, up our bodies, out away from us, and then back in. Fingertips up in the air. That gets us ready for open and close. When we put it together, our hands come up, nothing's happening with our feet. It's when they come down that we shift to that right leg. We step left, bring those hands in and up, shift left as they go out, bring that right foot forward, hands come back, open and close. All right, let's do it again. And commence. Up, down, shift right. Step left, bring the hands in and up. Shift left as those hands go out. Right foot forward, hands come back, open and close. Let's do it without talking. And commence. Now I'm going to turn around and you can follow me with these movements. And commence. Hands come up, down, shift right. Step left, bring those hands in and up. Shift left as those hands go out. Right foot forward, hands come back, open and close. Now without talking. And begin. So keep in mind our principles: slow, smooth, and continuous, upright posture, and then that concentration on the weight transfer while keeping our body upright as well. All right, so now we're going to go to our single whip. Remember that our first single whip goes to the right. Coming from open and close, our hands are here. We're going to shift our weight left, step right, push our hands away from us, turn our palms, and separate. Our eyes are following our left hand while still opening both. Right now, our weight is on both of our legs. We're going to shift our weight to our left foot, bring that right foot back, hands come down to get ready for waving hands and clouds. All right, back to the top. Open and close. Single whip, shift left, step right, push, turn, separate, following that left hand, shift left, bring that right foot back, hands down. From the back, it looks like this. Of course, we open and close, single whip, shift left, step right, push, turn, separate, following that left hand. Shift left, bring that right foot back, hands down, and that gets us ready for waving hands and clouds. So waving hands and clouds is walking to the right. We call it Tai Chi walking because it's a step, which is an empty step, no weight put there yet. Then we give it weight, then we follow step. Step, shift, follow step. Shift, step, shift, follow step. So it's 3 steps to the right to do our first waving hands and clouds. So from the back, it is step out right, shift, follow step left, shift left, step right, shift right, step left, shift left, step right, shift right, step left. That's the footwork of waving hands and clouds. Now the hand part is very similar to one of our spinal warm-ups where we hold that ball and we go from side to side. So it's a torso movement. And it matches up with our footwork in that when I step right, I'm going to turn to the right. When I step left, I turn to the left. So when I step right, I turn right. When I step left, I turn left. Step right, turn right, step left, turn left. So that's the pattern of it. When I do one thing with my leg, I answer with my hand. Step left, turn left, step right, turn right. So there's things that are happening besides just stepping and turning, right? We have 4 words. You remember I told you how handy it has been for me to have my words on a little postie on the wall that's in front of me. I have it 2 different ways. This is my OG one that says wave hands. Step, empty, change hands, wave, shift, weight. So that one says change hands, and this one says switch. That one says wave. This one says turn. So what both are right. It's whatever words make the best sense to you. But 4 things are happening in that movement, and that is stepping, switching our hands or changing our hands. We are turning and then shifting. Step, switch, turn, shift, step, switch, turn, shift, step, switch, turn. So 4 things. Now, when we first learn it, we can make it real choppy like that, where we're just doing one thing at the time. So from the back, it goes step, switch, turn, shift, step, switch, turn, shift, step, switch, turn, shift, step, switch, turn. So that's our 4 things chopped up. But because Tai Chi, one of our principles is slow, smooth, and continuous, that doesn't lend itself to choppy, does it? Now we understand and we know that's part of learning, that it's not going to be smooth and continuous when we very first learn, and we're getting used to the movements. And you know, this may be for months, so don't stress yourself that it's not smooth and continuous and you're just like mindlessly doing the movements because you know it so perfectly. Be patient with yourself, but also know that your goal is smooth and continuous. So one way to make it smooth and continuous is to take those 4 words and pair them up. So it can be step and switch, shift and turn. Step and switch, shift and turn. So you're turning at the same time that you're shifting the weight, then you're stepping and switching at the same time. So that's a way to make it more smooth and continuous, is by pairing up 2 words together of your 4 words. So it is step and switch, shift and turn. 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 So that makes it a little more smooth and continuous. Now let's do it. Hopefully you have your Post-it note or your paper somewhere with those words. Let's do it without talking. First, I'll do mirror image. Slow, smooth, continuous. Thinking about our 4 words. Step and switch, shift and turn. We're coming from that single whip. So we're going. So hopefully you're saying in your head, step and switch, shift and turn. Step and switch, shift and turn. From the back, it looks like. So how is that? Is that helping you become more smooth and continuous?
For some reason today, Jennifer, the video keeps going to other people in the class and it freezes at times.
Oh. Well, thank you for letting me know, because what I need to do is this spotlight for everyone instead of pin me.
Yes, it's done that frequently, and I just said.
Thank you for telling me.
Okay.
And don't ever fear interrupting and go, hey, you're not smart at technology. Because I'm not. I'm so not smart at technology. But Mama tries, and that counts for something, I think. All right. So that same thing goes for the waving hands and clouds to the other side. The same words, we're just going to the left as we step and switch, shift and turn, 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 step and switch, shift and turn. And then of course we come to open and close. So let's go through the whole basic 6, starting with commencement. I'm going to do mirror image first. Remember, we do commencement, open and close. Then we do single whip and waving hands and clouds to the right. In the middle for open and close. Single whip, waving hands and clouds to the left. In the middle for open and close. And then we close it out. So those are our basic 6. So here we go from the top. Let's come in. Up, down, shift right. Step left, bring those hands in and up. Shift left as those hands go out, right foot forward, hands come back, open and close. Single whip, shift left, step right, push, turn, separate, following that left hand. Shift left, bring that right foot back, hands down, waving hands in clouds. Step right, switch hands, turn, shift, step and switch, turn and shift. Step and switch, turn and shift, step and switch, turn and shift, step and switch, shift and turn, step and switch, shift and turn to the middle for open and close. Single whip to the left, shift right, step left, push, turn, separate, following that right hand. Shift right, bring that left foot and hand back, waving hands in clouds. Step left, switch, turn and shift. Step and switch, turn and shift. Step and switch, shift and turn. Step and switch, shift and turn. One more set. Step and switch, shift and turn. Step and switch, shift and turn to the middle for open and close. And close it out. Some of that, my words were coming out, but I wasn't sure my brain was connected to it. But I think I was doing the right moves. But this time, let's do it without the talking. So just follow me. I'm doing mirror image, and then I'll turn around and do it from the back, from the top, and commence. How was that?
Good.
I think we have a mixed company on if you like me to face you and turn around, right? Some of y'all like me to face you and some of you like me to turn around, right?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so. All right. So now I'll do it turned around. I'll talk you through it and then I'll do it quiet with Jean. All right, here we go. Hold on. Yeah. You know, I get backwards on this mirror image. I got to start over here so I can go to the right first. Here we go and commence. Hands come up and down, shift right. Step left, bring those hands in and up. Shift as they go out. Right foot forward. Hands come back, open and close. Single whip. Shift left. Step right. Push. Turn. Separate. Following that left hand. Shift. Bring that right foot back, hands down. Waving hands in clouds. Step right. Switch. Turn. shift and step, switch and turn. Sorry, I said the wrong words. Step and switch, shift and turn. 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 To the middle for open and close. Single whip, shift right, step left, push, turn, separate, following that right hand. Shift, bring those hands down, toe back, waving hands in clouds. Step and switch, shift and turn, step and switch, shift and turn. Step and switch, shift and turn, step and switch, shift and turn. One more. Step and switch, shift and turn, step and switch, shift and turn. To the middle for open and close. Close it out. So I get caught up in the words, the step and switch, shift and turn. And on that last switch and turn, that step and switch, I say shift and turn, but on that last one, we're not shifting. We're going to keep the weight on both of our legs as we come back to center and open and close. But if you do shift the weight, just bring it back to both legs for you to open and close. So neither one is wrong, but it feels like maybe I'm doing something a little extra by shifting and then bringing it back to center. Which now that I think about it, we should be shifting. Why? Because shifting weight is how we strengthen our stabilizer muscles. Having stronger stabilizer muscles helps us be better balanced. So maybe that shift is supposed to happen and then come back to center. Just play with that weight shift or lack of weight shift in that final waving hand and cloud moment before the open and close, and see what you feel there. See if you feel like you just want to keep the weight on both legs, or if you want to make the shift, then bring it back to both legs. And just explore what that feels like for you. So talking it out loud makes me think maybe that is supposed to weight shift and bring it back. So y'all let me know what you think and how you feel as you shift the weight and then bring it back to center. We can't go wrong by weight shifting because that's how we help get us more balanced. Do y'all have any questions about any of our movements or any of our principles with our movements? Are there any questions you have to where you need clarification on what we're doing? And it's okay if you have them. You don't feel like you have to be experts by March the 14th on Pi Day. Okay, well, maybe I'm just really good at explaining, so y'all don't have questions. I'll take that as a backpack compliment. So let's just practice, because that's how we'll get better. And we've come to a good place so that next week, and I'm going to make a note, to move to our advanced 6. That doesn't mean we know everything about basic 6, but we're at a good place. We've introduced it. You don't have questions. You feel confident in your knowledge. It's just going to take practice for you to feel confident in all your movements. So I made myself a note. That's what we'll start on next week. But let's just practice until time to cool down. So we have a few more minutes, and then maybe we'll feel even more confident. So doing mirror image. from the top and commence. Up, down and shift. Step, in, up, shift and out. Step, come back, open and close. Single whip, shift, step, push, turn, separate. Shift, waving hands in clouds. Step and switch, shift and turn. Step and switch, shift and turn. Step and switch, shift and turn. Turn. One more. Step and switch, shift and turn. Step and switch, shift and turn. Open and close. Single whip, shift, step, push, turn, separate, shift, waving hands in clouds, step and switch, shift and turn, step and switch, shift and turn. One more. Open and close. Close it out. Those are our basic 6. Let's do it again without the talking. Mirror image and commence. Facing to the back. From the top, I'll semi-talk you through it. And commence. Up, down and shift. Step, in, up, shift and out. Hands come back, open and close. Single whip, shift, step, push, turn, separate. Shift, waving hands, step and switch, shift and turn, 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 to the middle, open and close. Single whip, shift, step, push, turn, separate, shift, waving hands, step and switch, shift and turn, 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 to the middle, open and close. Close it out. Let's do it one more time without talking, facing away. And commence. So you probably noticed that each time you did that, you got better and better at it. That tells you the difference of practice and repetition. So even if you just sit in your chair and close your eyes and think about the movements of your basic six, that's practice. Of course, it's great if you can get up and do a little bit of practice between now and next class. You'll just get better and better. So let's cool down by giving ourselves a little fist massage. And now let's gather tension and let it go. Feels so much better to let it go. Gathering tension reminds us we don't want to hold tension and important to let it go. One more time, tense and release. Big shoulder breath. Your shoulder's not actually breathing, by the way. We're shoulder circling and breathing. One more. Oh, that felt good to completely exhale. Let's give our right fist. That represents, and it's a loose fist. It's not a tight fist. That represents our strength. Our left hand, fingers up and together, represents our friendship. Our thumb in represents our humility. So strength, friendship, and humility. And we put those together, and in mutual respect, we say namaste. So everything in me respects everything in you, no matter what, no matter our differences, no matter what. And that's a beautiful place to be. So thank y'all so much today for joining me. And I hope that y'all have a wonderful week. I hope you stay warm on these cold, 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 cold nights. And I'll see you next Tuesday.
I saw that on a movie with Angela Bassett, Jennifer.
Uh-huh.
I did not notice it. But then after I've been in your class, I now see what they were saying and doing.
There you go. We just learned all kinds of stuff.
And your video is still freezing up at times. I didn't see the other people, but it still just pauses for a minute and then come back. I don't know what that's all about.
How is your internet service, like your cell service? Do you have really good cell service, or is it kind of splotchy at times?
I normally do, but I noticed they're out there working on something, so maybe that's it.
That may be it.
Yeah.
Well, if you need to, of course, go back and watch the video, and hopefully the video isn't splotchy. Maybe it's just your internet service.
Okay.
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 All right. Well, I love y'all.
Love you too.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.